Hey, I'm Matt Manning. Thanks so much for joining me for today's devotional moment here on our YouTube channel. I hope as you're going through this series that you're finding lots of encouragement. You're finding that it's helping you to grow your faith, to change your life. At manyresources.com, that's our goal, is to be able to put great resources into your hands, books, journals, and devotionals or Bible studies, even small group material to go ahead and help you grow your faith so that you can change your life. We believe the more that we walk with God, the more that we love other people as we grow in our faith, serving others out of our walk with God, and then even sharing our faith, our story of what God has done for us, and sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ can really transform our families, our relationships, and even our communities as we do that through our local church. And so that's our heart and our hope, is to be able to help encourage that for folks. And that's why we do what we do. In today's devotional thought, we're talking about, well, the things we talked about before were no tag backs, and in this one we're going to talk about, here in just a moment, I'm going to pull this up for us, about the tale of two waters. There's two bodies of water that are located in the land of Palestine in the nation of Israel today. And they're connected by a river called the Jordan River. The first body of water is the Sea of Galilee. The Sea of Galilee, if you look around the borders of the sea there's lush, verdant fields. There is amazing growing economy. There are people's homes. There are fields. And there's just life, abundant life all around the Sea of Galilee. Now it has fresh water flowing into it, and it has fresh water flowing out of it down through the Jordan River. That's the river that connects then the Sea of Galilee to another body of water called the Dead Sea. And it's called that for a reason. The Dead Sea, nothing sinks. Everything can float. You can lay on your back in the Dead Sea and can kind of float on the water there. And the reason why the Dead Sea is called that is because, well, if you compare the two different locations, there's nothing around the Dead Sea but just dust and rocks, and birds don't even fly over the sea because, well, they won't make it. And so while there's water flowing into and out of the Sea of Galilee, there's only water flowing into the Dead Sea and nothing flowing out. And it's really a picture of our lives. Every day we have 86,400 seconds to live. We can decide what we want to do with those moments for our days, and the story of our lives will be told in really how we spend those minutes. One of my favorite movies is an old classic called The Shawshank Redemption, and Morgan Freeman plays a character in that movie called Red, and he says to another character by the name of Andy, and he says, you either get busy living or you get busy dying. And the heart behind that, I think for so many people, is we just kind of muddle through our days not knowing what to do with our lives. And even as we think about this fictional character, the idea is just get busy doing something. Don't be kind of stuck in the middle. It reminds me of some verses in Revelation where Jesus says to a church, he says, I wish you were either cold or hot, but because you're just kind of in the middle, lukewarm, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. The idea is it's just this disdain, or it's a disgust for something. It's really a cultural thing back in Jesus' day to actually do something like that. What's amazing about it is this: when it comes to our lives, the goal is this, is that we do something profitable, and specifically with, well, taking our personality, taking our purpose, and creating a life that's giving out to others. To create a life we love is to create a life that's not because of us, it's not up to us, and it's really not even about us, but it's about God. We all struggle with the fear of FOMO, the fear of missing out, the fear of FOBO, of fear of a better offer. And maybe for you, maybe you think, well, I don't want to try to put myself out there or take any risk or help other people because I've been burned before, or I lack the energy, or I'm too old, or I'm too young and I don't have the experience. Maybe you think, well, I'll look foolish, or maybe my family won't understand, or my friends won't get why I'm doing it. Maybe I just don't want to invest in something that I'm not guaranteed to succeed, and so we hold back from creating a life that God called us to live. The truth is, if you've lived life for any length of time, you know this truth already, that your first job most likely is not going to be the job you have forever. That first hobby that you have is not going to be the same hobby necessarily and look the same way later on in life. The business you start isn't going to look the same 5 or 10 years from now. Even I remember when we moved into our first home, we had friends that said, listen, just enjoy this home. It's not going to be perfect because it's not going to be your forever home. And I laughed and I thought, no, I'm going to live here forever. And guess what? Well, since we've been married, we're on our fourth place. We're on our fourth home. And so the irony is that for us, we can't live this life of wanting to strike it rich with being perfect and making things just right. But we have to have an outflow. Otherwise, we're going to consume and just waste our time spinning our wheels. So what's your choice? You can either live like the Sea of Galilee, where you take in and give out, or you can live like the Dead Sea, where you just continue to take in and do nothing for anyone else. John chapter 10, verse 10, Jesus gives us this encouragement. He says, the thief, the idea is the Satan, that he comes to steal, kill, and destroy what? Our hopes, our dreams, our lives. But Jesus contrasts that with himself. He says, I've come to give them life, and life more abundant. My prayer for you today is this, that you create a life you love that's more abundant because of Jesus working in and through you to give and serve others. For more encouragement, read John chapter 10, verse 10. Thanks so much for watching.